Hello everyone, so today's PoE2 has managed to do it again. We have yet another beta patch while the live branch is getting nothing. I will try to refrain myself from raging, but I'm not making promises because this is getting on my nerves. So the thing is, they now shamelessly admit that the main branch and the beta branch are so different now, they will actually have separate leaderboards, right? Yeah, I am triggered. No, I can't really, read this sentence without getting triggered here. So, excuse me, sir. I mean, is there someone holding a gun to your head? Why are the games different? Because you are constantly denying any improvement on the main branch, to your, customers that have actually paid the same exact money that the people on the beta branch did, right? Yeah, I mean, and why are you forcing us to, erase all of our, progress, right? Erase, we erase all the unlocks, we erase all the, ascension climb, and to get, non-permanent progress. No, I don't like it at all, right? So yeah, I have released a short. I try to address the Megacrit games, right? Casey and Anthony. I mean, I think the channel is too small, and I don't think they will see it. But yeah, and the thing is, they don't even, admit there is a situation here, right? They don't even say, we know that the main branch is very neglected, and we are going to release a patch for them soon. No, 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 no. It doesn't even get addressed. So they are thinking they are doing the right thing here, right? Getting a beta, and this is not a competitive game. Why the hell do we have beta, right? Just do everything on the main branch. So, I could respect the idea of having a beta branch for like maybe a week, you release it. So you don't want to have any, game breaking bugs to make it to the live game. That's fine, right? But patching the beta 4 times while giving nothing to the live, right? And also, as you can see, the beta is receiving the new art. So the new art and the new VFX are meant for beta only and not live. So, excuse me for a second here. Are the people on beta, are certified and verified art critics? Do they get to see the art and we don't? That really destroys my brain. I can't even comprehend it. It's art. Release it for the main and the beta, right? It's very weird. And also, we are definitely in time to get some of the, um, more accomplished beta changes make it to the main game, right? So, for example, relics have been 25 gold cheaper for almost a month in the beta branch now, and I get triggered every time I go to a shop, right? So I can hardly play the game right now, right? When I get triggered when I play the Regent because half of his cards have been buffed. It's such a bad class. Actually their starter card got buffed, right? When they were very inexperienced back in 2017 and whatnot, right? And they were, improving the game in Slade Spire 1. We never got a starter card improvement. I think we did get once, but, not on this level. So 7 damage Falling Star goes up to 8 damage, right? So this is actually a huge change because it's a starter card and you can't really, get rid of it. What I mean is, it starts in your deck from floor 1, right? Huge difference on having +1 damage on that card. So yeah. Anyway, so the royalties, the lords and the ladies of the beta branch are getting art, and the peasants that we are in the main branch are not getting said art. We don't get this VFX because they have to test it first, right? Those people are art testers, so they will have to test this art, and yeah, in maybe 2026 at some point they will be, sharing with this patch with us. Yeah. Okay, so I will try to not get triggered at this point, but as I said, no promises. So they are making Niav bonuses, a huge variety of things they are adding more and more, which is, I think, a good idea. It will help runs feel different and, varied, right? It will increase run variance further from Slay the Spire 1, which is nice. So we got this one. Gives us 2 random Niav relics, so it gives us 2 random starting bonuses because all of the starting bonuses have been made into a relic. Even the stuff that gives you a relic is a relic itself. So we get 2 random starting bonuses and we get 1 curse in our deck. I don't think I would ever go for this because it's, I think, very risky. You could get like 2 things that reduce your max HP. You could get 2 things that give you curses, right? You could get some meaningless starting bonus at the cost of a curse. So yeah, but of course it's a nice change. File holster, that's very nice. Gain 1 potion slot and procure 2 random potions. That's very good, right? First of all, you are generating, permanent value, right? By getting an additional potion slot. And, as early on, when you are going to fight the elites, for example, this makes a difference. And again, I did get triggered. Why? Because they changed the flooring indexing in Slay the Spire 2. And now is not floor 0, but floor 1. And thing is, they kept the old code from Slay the Spire 1. And in the live branch, we peasants engage elites 1 floor earlier than the beta branch royalties, right? Because normally in Slay the Spire 1, you would get it on floor 6. And on Slay the Spire 2, you would get it on floor 6. However, because Niav is floor 1, you would actually be getting to an elite fight theoretically as early as floor 5 if you go by the Slay the Spire 1 indexing, yeah. So the royalties, of course, will be able to dodge them. Yeah. And I am fully well aware that I can play on the beta branch, but as I said, I do not like to, erase my progress here. And I also would like to keep all of my runs in the run history. So, yeah. So we got some Slay the Spire 1 revival. You may ignore paths when choosing the next rooms to travel 3 times. This is a Slay the Spire 1 relic, and it's also shown in the screenshot here. So you do not have to go to a linked room. So you can just go to any room. So for example, you went to a normal fight, which was too much more than what you bargained for, and the next room is an elite. You are certain that you will die. You can just dodge it and go to the restroom or whatever it is. Restroom? Haha, that was funny. To the campfire. Yeah. So nice. Ironclad is the weakest class there is in Slay the Spire 2 now if we go by the beta branch evaluation, because Regent has been fixed. And so because Ironclad lost Reaper, Ironclad lost Heavy Blade, strength scaling is a problem. So now they are much weaker. Also, there are not heal options other than Feed, which is a pseudo heal option. So now we have a heal card, right? A new card, rare, called Not Yet, heals us for 10, upgrades to 13. When it's upgraded, then it exhausts. I mean, it's okay, but also not really very good. Why? Because the thing is, you should be able to defend yourself for this card to be valuable. Because imagine, guys, compare it with Shrug It Off. It gives you 8 defense, 8 block, right? And draws you a card for the cost of 1, right? When it gets upgraded, it goes up to 11. And if you are not able to block, right, this heal will just serve as a block, right? So you should be able to block, then it's going to make you profit. Would have been nice if it had retained, but I don't think that's coming. Yeah, we'll have to see, maybe one day. And because they made a new rare, they downgraded or upgraded Colossus into an uncommon from a rare. That's pretty nice. And, Colossus is actually a really strong defensive card. What it does is, guys, gives you like 5 block or something, but makes you take half damage from vulnerable enemies. So Ironclad is getting that vulnerable team more and more hyped up. It's actually very powerful. I did have the Colossus a few times. So when it works, it's insane, right? Imagine a double weak, right? Imagine, Silent has a relic, Paper Frog, which is beautiful, right? It amplifies, not the frog, the crane, paper crane. So it amplifies the weak's power level, right? And this is more powerful than that because, paper crane would take weak up to 40%. This is a 50% damage reduction, which is huge. And we also have taunt, etc. So this is good. Grapple has been retired, so they want to keep the number of cards the same in all classes. And grapple, in case you don't remember, was the attack that was replicating Juggernaut. I think well done, right? It was a really bad card. So yeah, this is a nice change. So I'm not very sure about that, not yet, but Colossus grapple retiring and Colossus being an uncommon is pretty nice. I'm hoping to experience these one day myself, if Anthony and Casey deign to release a patch for the live branch. Okay, silent has been changed. Acrobatics has been nerfed to uncommon. It's not good for us players, but it is fair because all of the card drawing cards, cards that are dedicated to drawing cards, actually are uncommon, right? Burning Pack, Glimmer, Skim, and Parse, as they have all been shown here, they are all uncommon. Acrobatics was the only common one, so yeah, that's fair. They reworked the follow through. So the cards that say if the last card that was played the last card you played this turn was a skill, that sort of thing, that's a mechanic returning from Watcher, and I don't like that mechanic too much, right? You can misplay a lot, so they are removing that mechanic and redesigning the card so it deals 7 damage, 9 when upgraded, and if you have 5 or more cards in your hand, it hits an additional time. So this is good if you draw it on the first turn, because silent starts with 7 cards. So if this is the first or the second card that you play, it's going to hit an additional time. But afterwards, in the first few floors, it's not going to hit an additional time. Why? Because you will have 5 cards, and if you play the follow through, you will have 4 cards in your hand and it will not hit an additional time. So yeah, I think the damage could go up to like 8, 10. I think the damage, because it's just a strike with strength right now, right? So if it's in your opening hand, deals double damage, but if not, it's not going to do anything for the first few floors. And this does feel like a card that you get in Act 1 to get through Act 1. So I think it could be a little bit better. Memento Mori has been buffed. In case you don't remember, Memento Mori is the card that deals more damage if you have discarded cards. So it deals 8 damage and plus 4 per additional card discarded. So the base damage has been increased by 1. So basically, in the worst case, it's a strike plus now. Yeah, I mean, amping up the early damage would be nice, because Act 1 is actually very traumatic. The hardest place in the game is Act 1, by far, I would say. Speedster has been buffed. I did call this last week, because guys, playing a 2-cost power and getting nothing out of it immediately most of the time, and then when you manage to draw cards, you're getting 1 damage AoE per. No, that's not good enough, right? I think it was a harsh nerf. So now it's a 2-cost power that deals 2 damage for each additional card drawn. However, the upgrade does not give you 3 damage per, but gains innate. So now it's a better card, right? So the thing is, obviously you don't know about this if you are playing on the main branch, but so the base form remains the same as the unupgraded form remains the same as the live version, right? 2-cost power that deals 2 damage when you draw additional cards. However, now the upgrade, instead of going up to 3 damage, now it just becomes innate. This is one of the cards that should never be getting upgraded, I guess. I mean, you could upgrade it considering, if you have a lot of additional energy lying around, but normally, yeah, would be a little bit of a problem. Regent. Okay, I don't know said relic. What does it do? Regalite. Trying to find what it is. Okay. Whenever you create a colorless card, gain 2 block. Okay. So it's been buffed to give block for any card that's created. Okay, nice. So for example, what's the name of that rare? You know, the one cost card that deals AoE and fills your hand with statuses. That's gonna be very good with that relic now. Yeah, yeah. Okay, it's a buff. Enemies. Deprecated tunneling to some fight from the hive. So Act 2 has a. Uh, okay, I know it. I think I know the fight. Uh, you know, there is a guy that burrows and deals heavy damage unless you break his block. Okay, so that fight has gone. Living Fog has been nerfed. So that is the guy that keeps spawning low HP ads that uh, get destroyed at the end of turn and hit you for damage. So it doesn't, you know, increase the number of bombs it spawns. Yeah, as I said, Act 1 is, you know, very nasty. It's been nerfed now. Oh, this is actually big. Skulking Colony has been nerfed. So instead of having 74 to 79, so the HP in the parentheses means, you know, the HP in Ascension 8. Okay, so the HP has been nerfed by 4, which means you can kill it in 5 turns now, because Skulking Colony does not take more than 15 damage a turn, starting from Ascension 9, I believe. So the HP sinking from 79 to 75 means that you can kill it 5 turns. Actually, big difference. Burdonis also has been nerfed. The HP range. Okay. So it had a range on lower ascensions, and on ascension 8 he had 99 HP. Now he has 90. That's also pretty important, right? You could kill him 1 turn early because he keeps attacking you and he gains strength at the end of his every turn. That's going to save us some HP there. Yeah, Act 1 was way too much, right? You know, you start off the run on floor 560 that you die. Doormaker has been nerfed, so I have no comments about this because I haven't been able to, you know, see it, because every single beta patch has changed them. As far as I recall, he spawns on turn 2. He doesn't escape anymore, right? And every single, you know, art of his does some, you know, hampers the player in some way. One of them makes your cards take away energy from you. One of them makes your cards exhaust when they are played, that sort of thing. So he doesn't apply debuffs now. Gains less strength. Okay. Okay. Additionally, I have started focusing on removing some of the spikiness from Act 1. Yeah. Act 1 is just way too much. With long-term plan to shift some of the difficulty from Act 1 to Act 3. That would be nice. Okay. So they are getting art. Notice I said they. So these arts are for the beta only. We will not get to see them on the main branch. Don't ask me why and how. Okay, updated art for Rosti. Okay. Okay, these are minor stuff. Yeah. So, you know, balance changes and here. So guys, yeah, hopefully next week we will be getting a patch. And yeah, that's about it for the patch. Enjoy for those of you that are playing on the beta, and those my brothers and sisters in the main branch. Let's wait for 1 more week and hope that we really get a patch finally. And I'll see you guys in another video. Bye bye.